Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your April 2026 messages, and it's going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and potentially Venus if a love message comes out, which I am already seeing it. But here we go. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, stay for the reading to see if something else comes out. Energy is fluid, all the things. All right. Oh, before we get started on the cards, let's do the astrological things that are happening in April. So April 1st, we have Libra full moon, and that talks about emotional clarity in relationships, romantic and platonic. April 9th, we have Mars entering Aries, and April 14th, we have Mercury entering Aries. So this is about a boost in courage, a boost in confidence, taking action on things, having very direct communication, conversations, things of that nature to avoid any misunderstandings or anything along those lines. So that's that. Now let's get into the reading. For your Gypsy Witch message, you have the Ace of Diamonds and the Seven of Spades. Now, this is about the birds and the bees. No, it's not. It's about birds and dark clouds. So, the way that the cards came out, it's a little hard to see, but there are birds on this card. They're in the tree. And then here you have like the darker clouds, and here you have like a peak of sunlight coming out. Because they are touching at this part, to me is an indicator that things are about to. Sorry, I had to pause really quick because I had a reminder going off. And I just wanted to pause it really quick. Anyway, so what this says is there's going to be, the card says dire misfortune. Um, but it's really about something just being like, unfortunately, this has to be the situation, is what I'm getting. Um, for some of you, this is divorce. There's a separation, a a very heavy time right now, or some kind of separation. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be at work, or it could be something that you thought was permanent, and it is now make exiting stage left. Okay, that's that's what the Gypsy Witch says. Uh, your oracle message is card number 12, which is a change in the wind. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 talks about growth of an idea or a project or a relationship. This talks about the natural progression in life. And as you can see, the zebra is moving right along there. So 1 begins the journey. Um, Once help is found with 2, 3 represents the enterprise is underway. This is about team building. I feel that that aspect of it was behind you. And it may be something that you can still kind of see physically now, but you can feel the drift. You can feel the change on the horizon. Something's not quite right anymore. Um, Change in the wind with this zebra, you can see like this tower right here, which is usually on like old Victorian homes. So if we want to say like this is like, wow, did you meet someone that when you felt like a damsel in distress, so to speak, and they kind of rescued you? And so that's who you've been with. And now that this change is coming, they might not be there. As soon as I said that, I felt like a little shake, which is why I paused for a second. Sorry. Um, yeah, as I feel like your world is being shaken up as well. So, um, anyway, there's a change in the wind, and the change is inevitable. So, let's see what's going to happen here. For your tarot messages, you have the Five of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Two of Wands in reverse. What can we say? There's a lot of operating from the ego here, meaning you're not really tuning into your higher self, you're not tapping into spirit, you're just going everything just, which is a little bit different, I guess, for a Sagittarius. Um, because you guys just kind of have this like natural spark that's almost impulsive, but you're operating more up here in the mind, and it's like your spark is upside down over here with the wands. But let's make this a more plain message here. It's like every time you get into an argument, you want to win the argument. And to me, if that's happening, then you're not listening to the other person. You're not really hearing them out if you're constantly thinking of a response. Listen to what they're saying, honor what they're saying, respect what they're saying, and understand that their side is their side. Done. But see, you come in a little crass, you come in a little strong, a little bit forceful. Your delivery is unkind, it seems. But it's perceived as unkind because you're being very direct. You know, how do you, if you're talking to someone and you offer them a piece of gum, have you ever heard that someone say, "Are you trying to say my breath stinks?" Because you don't just want to directly tell them, instead, you offer them gum. But in this instance, you're being very direct. You're skipping the gum and then you're just telling them what it is. You're being very direct and you're like, well, how else do you tell someone that? Well, you're right. But that's what I mean. It's being perceived that way. You just have no filter and it's just coming out. Um, so with this Two of Wands in reverse, again, I feel that something about your everyday life is shifting and changing. Something is changing. It could be the home life. Just because of this tower from the house here. It doesn't have to be. There's no other signs here that it is house, but it is signifying divorce or separation. So take that how it resonates. Regardless, you once saw the potential in this situation. You put a lot of energy into this situation, but now you're just like, I can't put energy into this anymore. I'm also getting a feeling of boredom. I'm getting a feeling of boredom. Like you're just a little bored. Like you're like, okay, I saw everything and then like everything happened, but now I'm kind of bored now. Like, what else? And so I think you need to express that if you haven't. Because you're bored, it's not to say that you're acting out because you're not a child, but you're like doing these things indirectly instead of just saying what it is that you're feeling, thinking, or wanting to do. You have the Moon card in reverse, and then you have these two sixes, which is the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. So you have really felt connected with this person on a level, and it's probably someone that you connected with from your childhood, or someone that you feel connect, like you have this such a strong connection with them that it lingers, and that feeling feels like you've known them a long time. Whether you have or haven't is, it is what it is. It's subjective, but regardless, you're kind of in this unknown and you're just tired of it. Um, because even though you're giving, they just keep taking and they don't give back to you, or you're doing too much and they're not doing enough, or vice versa. Take that how it resonates. But regardless, you're bored. The spark is not here. There's like you're in this situation and the passion is gone. And because the passion is not there, you're just like, what's the point? What's the point if it's gone? And I think it's changing your attitude. It's changing the way that you talk to the person. And it's, and this could be like a job too. Like if you're at your wits end, um with an employer, you're just like, look, I need this to change. And in connection with the home life, obviously your money affects your home life. So um this could be a job, very much so, where you're just like, I can't do this anymore. And so instead of you looking for another job or talking to your employer about what it is that's going on, how can we have this change, you're kind of acting out. Your performance is going down. You don't really want to, you know, put 100% into it. And that's what it is in every scenario. You're not giving 100% to this. You're half stepping into it. And so because of that, that hesitation, so to speak, it is doing more harm than good. Unlikely is your angel message, and your fairy message is use your power. And that says break the curse by believing in yourself. Watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time.